Welcome back, I'm Kim Bailey, this is Floral Art Online and we're in the supermarket series of April 2023 and this is Design 4. What we're going to do is reuse the design, the actual flower component of the design that we did in video 3. And if you haven't seen that or you haven't done that, then all we need is just a little grouping of flowers in a container and we're going to put them into a bowl and do some floating of flowers with a special technique that you can use anywhere and everywhere. So really this video is about that floating technique with flowers, and the rest of it is just putting together something that we have used or made previously into a design that incorporates that. So let's get started. As I said, we're going to reuse the little vase container that we made in the third video of this particular series for April 2023. We're going to incorporate that into another design because we've got a few flowers left from the original bunch. There's 4 flowers left that we haven't used as yet, and we've got these ones here that are already done. So what I want to do is, by incorporating this, we're going to put it inside this bowl. I think most people these days have a bowl like this that was an heirloom bowl of some description. This one was my mother's. I'm just trying to remember because I've got another one that's very similar that was my grandmother's. And it sits in the cupboard and I don't really know what to do with it, but this is a nice way to use it, particularly if you've got them coming to visit and you want just a little acknowledgement of the fact that they are decorative pieces more so than they are useful pieces these days. So first of all, it's got some water in it already. We're going to just dump this one in the center, and I'm actually going to put it at the back a little bit because I want to cut these ones down a little bit. They're just a little bit too high for this particular design, particularly if it was going to be a table center. We wouldn't want people to be trying to dodge around to try and talk around it. So we're going to bring it back down so they're all sort of either up just above this the cover that we've made for the container or on the edge of it. So that's another 4 that we can place, and they can probably all go in that section where this particular one was originally. Yep, the hole in the grid is still there. Very good. We'll bring some up a little bit higher. And I might move one around here. They all look a bit squashed there. So we might make it a little bit brighter. We might put this one underneath these so that it's coming down off the edge. And what we're going to do with the rest of this area is we're going to float some flowers. Now floating flowers is pretty straightforward, easy to do, but often you find that after a day or so they start to sink. They get a little bit of water in them. Easiest, simple, absolutely perfect method is bubble wrap. So you just get a little bit of bubble wrap and you cut something that fits underneath the flower so that the flower is sitting on the little raft of bubble wrap, and then will float in your water. So I have conveniently cut these already. So I'll just cut the stems, push them through the hole you've made in the bubble wrap. Now, 2 schools of thought about whether you have the bubbles up or the bubbles down. I prefer to have the bubbles up because it gives more surface area for it to sit on the water, the plastic to sit on the water. But mix and match, you decide what's going to work best for you. And that stem is still too long, so we can have it almost, she said, bursting bubbles on the bubble wrap. And there we have it, floating comfortably on its little raft of bubble wrap. And we'll do that for all of the others. And then we have our design finished. I'll get into trouble for banging the knife down on the table. Sorry about that. Obviously you could have this in a much bigger bowl and they would float freely, But I think the idea of me showing you this was so that you would get the technique of using the bubble wrap. It also means that if you've got damaged flowers or ones with really short stems, that you can incorporate them into this kind of a nice little design, particularly if you've got garden flowers like pansies or something like that that are available to you. And it just finishes off. You didn't see me doing that, trying to break it with my fingers. It's being lazy. I'll get into trouble. There'll be people leaving me comments saying, "We saw you. We saw what you did." And so there we have it. A really simple way to utilise or reuse a design that you've done. Just make sure that it once again fits the use for which you're making it. So as I said, if this was a table centre, probably needs to be down just marginally a little bit lower, although we could work around that. And for that, what you could do is you could trim this leaf back to the level of the container that is underneath. Remember, we've got it a little bit higher, and then all of these could come down and be a nice little dome shape with the floating ones around it. How pretty is that in terms of a table or a special setting, to be able to have those flowers just free floating in the water on their little raft of bubble wrap. There we have it. Design 4 for April 2023. I'm Kim Bailey. This is Floral Art Online, the Supermarket series.